There'll probably be one or two more peeps joining, and then there's going to be another 4, 5, 6 people joining tomorrow that are veterans and are too cool for school, but they've kind of they've been through this intro before, and so they're just going to dive right in tomorrow to the doctor talks. So let's dive in, and thank you guys. Let's get started. So Revivery Virtual Retreat. This is a 30-minute introduction. Why do we say it's a virtual retreat? Well, it's typically an adventure health retreat where we go someplace fabulous in the world like Lake Tahoe, Kona Costa, Kauai, Bali, wherever it might be, and take 7 days out, which sounds incredible for those of us, like probably everybody on this call who doesn't get on planes now. That's typically what it was. Post-pandemic, what it is lemonade out of lemons, which is a 1-day quarterly fast where we just kind of like detox, take a minute out of life, and do some self-care and invest in ourselves, right? So the agenda for these 30 minutes is introductions, what is Revivery, the next 24 hours, we'll set some intentions, and then open up for questions, okay? Let's start with your program staff. So my name is Josh Levine. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an entrepreneur. I love building things. So I started building when I was 6 years old with my space Legos, and I've never stopped, right? And so right now I'm building an e-commerce consultancy. We're helping brands grow faster on Amazon and beyond, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm also building a film production company where we're telling authentic stories through film, working with nonprofits, helping them raise money, and that's also a lot of fun. And as some of you on this call can attest, it's busy. And so one of the things for me, which has been wonderful, is just downshifting with Revivery and doing a pure passion project, giving back to the community, helping out, and watching like incredible results along the way. I've attended a ton of health retreats over the last probably couple decades. And what I will say is this, some of them are better than others, but what's interesting is that most of them are not rooted in science, are not medically based. And so that's what we wanted to do differently. This was important to me because in 2014, I had a near-death experience. I had a terrible staph infection, and I spent 9 months at UCLA hospital fighting this, right? It was not good. And thankfully I'm here today. But kind of what I learned on my journey was that there's no such thing as stasis. You're either getting better, faster, stronger, and healthier, or frankly, you're slowly dying 1 day at a time, right? It's just the circle of life. So I chose to take the former and not the latter. I met two amazing people along this journey, Dr. Anthony Balduzzi and Dr. Shalina Bogard. And I'd like to have them introduce themselves. I actually will introduce Dr. Bogart to start because she is an OBGYN by trade, MD, and she also focuses on sexual health and wellness as we age and hormone management. She's got an amazing talk tomorrow, so please don't miss that. But she typically delivers about 10 babies a day. So she's currently giving birth, not herself. So, but she'll join us tomorrow. And then over to Dr. Anthony Balduzzi.
All right. I'm super happy you're all here. I'll go into some bio stuff, but first I'd love to share why Revivery and fasting means so much to me. I've been studying health and nutrition for 20 years now, and I'm not that old. So you can imagine I started very young. And I started young because I watched my own dad get sick growing up, and he ended up passing away at 42 years young. And it devastated our family, but it also, in a way, was one of the greatest blessings possible because it showed me how important our health is. Because as I watched my dad lose that, I watched him lose everything else he loved in life. And I also saw what it was like for our family to have to figure out how we could be strong, vital, what we can do to stay healthy. And I watched my mom go through all this, raise us up right. And I started studying how could I keep this body as healthy as possible so that didn't happen to me. And so I could be around for my kids and my grandkids. And so that I could help other busy moms and dads, make sure that this doesn't happen to them. I found it since, lots of studying, lots of school, lots of money, lots of research and stuff like that. All of that has culminated to two companies that I now run with my teams, which is the Fit Mother Project and the Fit Father Project, where we help people, particularly in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, establish simple and sustainable healthy eating routines, exercise routines, so they can lose weight and feel amazing. We love what we do. We have program members in over 100 countries, and we're just building amazing communities. And actually, shout out to one of our amazing Fit Mother program members, Karen, who's here, who's never participated in Revivery, but can probably attest to the cool stuff that we have going on over there. Now, fasting is something uniquely special and different. We teach it with our other companies, but it's something that is deeply ancestral to how the human species developed. And it kind of taps into this ancient hardwire of our biology that activates so many phenomenal health benefits. So as much as I spend my times like running these businesses, for me, these Revivery retreats are a chance to connect very deeply to these profound health practices, to share those with you guys, to have some fun talks and to go through this experience myself. I love fasting, and this is just a good reason to take the time and take the structure and do this. So we're gonna have fun over these next 24 hours plus, doing some fasting, doing some learning, and I'm really happy that you're all here.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony Balduzzi. And I think we have Dr. Sherlina Bogard, who I know is literally delivering babies. I thought she's here earlier than I expected. Are you on the phone? Are you here?
Maybe I am here. I'm here. There I am.
There you are. Hello.
I'm like multitasking here, and I cannot see the screen. I'm going to tell you that now. So if I'm looking crazy, it's because I can't see the screen. But how are you guys doing?
Awesome.
We are doing great. Do you want to give yourself a 30-second to 1-minute intro for the team?
Yes. So I'm Dr. Sherlina Bogard. I am an OBGYN by training, and I now specialize in regenerative sexual health and lifestyle medicine. And I met these two awesome characters on a retreat in Boston 2 years ago, and it's just been a wonderful ride ever since.
Wonderful. Thank you. And we will hear more from you as we go in the retreat. So what do we do at Revivery? Revivery basically is, believe it or not, an adventure health retreat. And I said, we go someplace exotic, which we will do eventually. The idea is to help you reverse the aging process and really drive towards vibrant health in 7 days. So, and when we talk about medically rooted, it is medically rooted. When you walk in, we're going to take your blood pressure, your weight, your resting blood glucose, and all the vitals, right? The average Revivery participant over 7 days loses 7 pounds, 1.5 inches off their waist, and their average resting blood glucose drops close to 10 points. It's crazy, right? We've had people in like hypertension and crazy modes that just totally turn around their life. If you come to Revivery, you don't need to lose weight, fine. You're going to detox, feel, and look great, right? So it's beautiful to see the results as we go. So the medically supervised portion is critical. The other piece of it is this spiritual and psychological retreat. It's all around bonding, meeting amazing people. The people I met in Revivery are really lifelong relationships, and it's nice to see those grow and flourish. It typically is a spa experience, so we would typically pamper you with like all sorts of crazy treatments. Since you're doing this at home, if you have a jacuzzi, if you have a spa, if you have a sauna, if you have a bathtub, if you have a shower, do something for yourself just to chill out a little that you normally wouldn't do in the next 24 hours. And most importantly for me, it's an educational experience. I learn something new every single time. I love the Dr. TED Talks, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So to summarize, Revivery really helps you do 3 things. It's all around detoxifying your body. We'll learn in Revivery you're really in 2 modes. You're either in digestion mode or you're in detox mode. It's like a shunt. You can't do one without the other. So if you're putting food in, you're not cleaning everything out, right? The benefits of that are you lose weight, you look and feel younger, and you increase your energy. Second thing is really around resetting bad habits. I've got a ton of bad habits. I like to say I'm an inconsistent health nut, and this thing really kind of resets me, which is wonderful. And then the ability to really unplug, de-stress, get results faster. And obviously, 7-day period is a hell of a lot better than 24 hours, but the idea is 24 hours is a hell of a lot better than nothing, right? So it's nicely designed in the interim stages to help you get there. So what you're actually going to experience, I'll talk for 2 seconds on this. Everybody got an email, and for those people that are not on this call that are coming tomorrow because they've seen this already, they also got emails as well. But there's basically 2 things you've got, right? The first one is a Revivery schedule, which kind of lays out what we're actually doing. Intro talk right now. Tomorrow you're going to wake up, you'll do a workout activity. There are links here to the workout activities, basically beginner, intermediate, advanced yoga. do something in the morning to move your body. You'll have a lot of energy, and we want to see you move your body, get things flowing, right? Then we have our first talk from Dr. Anthony Balduzzi, which is on the mind-body axis, and it's how, and it's really bad because if I don't have my glasses, it's how our mindset and emotions shape our health, longevity, and biochemistry. This is the new talk from Dr. Balduzzi, so if you came the last time, this will be new. We also have a talk at 2 p.m. Pacific with Dr. Shalina Bogard, specifically on gut, hormones, and inflammation, the holy trinity of lifelong health and vitality, okay? Outside of that, in the afternoon, at some point, we want you guys to do a guided meditation. There's some of them right here. If you use Insight Timer or you have your favorite meditation, feel free to do that as well. So now what do you do with all the other gaps in your day tomorrow? Well, sample size 1. I have to work in the morning. I can't get off in the morning. So I'm going to work in the morning. Starting at noon, I'm shutting down, right? And the rest of your day really is around self-care, right? There's a sheet here of what we'd like you to drink all day long. I would not get too wrapped up on this, on whether you have matcha tea at home or yerba mate tea or hibiscus tea. If you have those, drink them. If you have mushroom tea, we know Eric is a distributor and he has 3,000 pounds of chaga mushrooms. Eric's cool, right? But if you guys don't have all that, that's okay, right? You can go to Whole Foods, you can go to your supermarket, or you know what? At the end of the day, all that matters is every hour on the hour, you are drinking a ton of liquid. That's all that matters, okay? Any questions on that?
Oh, I think Karen has a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you allowed to have caffeine, or does it have to be herbal decaffeinated teas?
That's a good question. And we're recommending in the morning, especially for those of you that have not done the prep, which is a couple days of getting off of the caffeine, right?
Yeah.
If you want to have a green tea or an yerba mate or a matcha tea that has some light caffeine, to please do that, right? But don't do it in the afternoon or evening.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Cool.
I have a question in the chat, Josh, from John. We are fasting now until 9 a.m. Saturday.
That's a great question. And that is a Jedi mind trick. And of course, John would catch that, which I love. Technically, we say this is a 24-hour fast. And technically, you can fast from dinner tonight through dinner tomorrow night. What we'd like to do, if you want bonus points, is to tomorrow night, just go to sleep. Wake up in the morning Saturday, break your fast Saturday morning. You'll get a ton of extra benefit fasting 36 hours than you will 24. If all you can do is 24, that's fine. You can break your fast, tomorrow night. I will be fasting from now until Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we have a 30-minute little debrief, 9 a.m. Pacific, on how you did, questions, all that. But it's a great question, John, and you can pick what you'd like to do, right? The quickest way to trick yourself into the fact that, oh my God, I'm just, I'm going to go 24-hour fast. You guys have all not had breakfast and lunch before, and all of a sudden dinner's there, right? So just don't have dinner and just have yourself a big glass of tea or some kind of herbal something and just go to bed early. It's a great trick. And then you just wake up in the morning, you're like, wow, I just did a 36-hour fast. Cool. All right. Any other questions on what we're doing here? You can actually check things off as you go on your little sheet. And the main thing is just follow this like a track at Disneyland, and it'll get you where you need to go. Okay? More questions? Okay. Want to switch to intention setting with Dr. Anthony, and then we're going to wrap up.
Okay. Fasting is a very special process. It's special because for most of us, food is something that automatically runs our schedules. It's something that we crave. It's something that our bodies require to thrive. And with fasting, we are intentionally choosing not to eat. This requires willpower. This requires a change of routine. And this requires that we do something and enter into a state of being uncomfortable. Fasting is not always easy. A 24-hour fast will not kill you. You're going to do just fine. But do understand, there are normal feelings of feeling hungry and or tired and or cranky and or maybe your blood sugar feels a little bit low. These are things that happen. And I think this is why it's so important before you start a fast to do some intention setting, to set the container around this experience about why we're doing this and what we want to get out of it. I can tell you more off this call in a different talk of the amazing health benefits that come from fasting. They are profound, especially if you go through longer fasts. That being said, for our fast here this weekend, and the rest of this week, I should say, I would love for you all to personally reflect tonight and pick an intention that you have for this experience. Basically, why are you doing this? Why take the time? What do you plan to get out of this? And why do you feel called to participate in this right now when there are millions of people who are not participating in a Revivery fast? Why is this important to you in your life right now? And set that intention. I would actually write it down. I would write it on a piece of paper. I would put pen to paper and write about this. And this could turn into a broader little journaling session about your overall health, your overall well-being. And I would also suggest you address the domains of certainly the physical, but maybe also the mental, the emotional, and even spiritual. Why is this important to you? And when you connect to that intention today and over the rest of this fast, look at it, reflect on it, it will make this experience more profound for you. Because as Josh said, there's plenty of times we've had days where we forgot to eat. This can become an experience that means so much more when you create the psychological container for it. And that starts with the intention. So I would love to share my intention with you all here, because this is it's a shared space, and I want you to create your own personal intention. My intention of doing this is for myself. This has been an incredibly busy start to the year. We haven't really stopped at all since even like Q3, Q4 of last year. We have a lot of personal stuff, a lot of business stuff. And so my intention here with this fast is to go into this and to use the time and the space of the fast as a way to empty, to slow down, and to reflect on all the amazing things that have happened. My other intention is to be a leader and a guide for you, many of you who have gone through these fasts, but also to be here with you in communion with other amazing people who see the value of this practice and are doing this. So my intention is to honor and love you guys as we do this together. That's incredibly important to me. And what I would also offer is that if you'd like, over the coming times, you can share your intentions with us, with group email threads. You can send it to us. You can keep it to yourself, whatever you'd like. But I do highly suggest that you do set an intention and you do write it down, and sharing it is very powerful as well.
Josh, I was going to suggest, is there some way we can maybe quickly tonight create maybe in one of the apps where we can have an instant way to communicate? So let's say someone maybe has a question during the fast that they want to ask Dr. Anthony or me, so that there's a instant touch point. What is it that the other app where you can, I can't even think of the name of, I can think of Zoom right now, not Zoom, but the other one.
WhatsApp.
Yeah,
If everybody's open to that, we do that at the Revivery retreats. We just created WhatsApp. If anybody doesn't want to be on that, just raise your hand. But typically we've done it. It's quite nice. It's just a group. Obviously, you guys all know WhatsApp, right? And then what happens is there's activity for the 2 days, and then it goes away, right? And I'll tell you what's super cool. A year from now, someone will post in that, go, I missed this, or this was cool. And then it just is a reminder, right? So if you guys want to do that, we can definitely do that.
And I suppose too, without being able to give the floor, if anyone does have an intention that is on the top of their mind or their heart right now that they'd like to share, I would love to hear those as well. Not putting anyone on the spot. You can take time to reflect, but if someone does have something that you feel confident in sharing or you'd like to do, I'd love to hear it before we move on to the final Q&A, and then we can wrap this thing up.
I'll go. I mean,
yeah, Karen, please.
I think this I was so happy to get invited to this because I think, like Dr. Anthony had said, this has been a really rough couple of months for me. I lost my mother last month after being her caregiver for 3 months while she was going through cancer. And during that time, I fell off my Fit Mother regiment that I was on, I forgot to eat. I lost weight. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I've been, now that my body has just kind of gone into shock because I don't have that responsibility anymore, I just need a way to restart, and I'm stuck. And I look at this as a really, even if it's just a little boost to just let me sit and just be and not worry about anything but focusing on this fast, it might give me a way to restart everything and get going again. So that's
Beautiful.
kind of my intention.
Thank you for sharing that, Karen. That's beautiful. I'm sorry to hear about your mom too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share something, or otherwise we can proceed?
I can share mine.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Karen, my heart goes out to you for losing your mom. We'll all be praying for you. For me, like everyone else, this past year has just been, I'm not going to say it was a bad year, because it actually was a pretty good year for me, because I was able to stop and actually start getting very clear about the direction I wanted my life to go forward. And which up until that point, I had just been autopilot. And since that happened, things have just started to materialize in my life. And right now I have so many things in an exciting way. I have so many things just falling into place and unfolding. All the things that I've been planning for years are all of a sudden starting to show up. And so I want to take this time again to slow down and really just tap back into making sure I'm aligned, making sure, because I have a group on Facebook of 450 people that I get on and I talk to them live every night. And so for me to, again, get realigned, I talk to them about this type of stuff, detoxing. And so for me to just be able to just stop, meditate, get into the meditation practice and just get back inside and close the noise down and just get quiet and centered again. Just make sure I'm centered and staying focused on where I'm going and not getting caught, distracted by all the things that are going on around, because there's just so much going on right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Serlina. That's beautiful.
That's great. Wonderful. So let's open up. I mean, any questions you have, Mackie sent a text to the group thread. You can, if you want to be on that WhatsApp group, you can text it to everyone. You can just text it to Mackie privately. You can put your name on it, join the group. You can leave the group afterwards or stay on the group. But that's a great idea from Dr. Bogard. Any other questions on the next 24, 36 hours? We have Jessica Steele, former Revivery participant.
Hey.
Hi, Jess.
She's a
Hey
son.
guys.
Yes.
Anthony, what can we expect, or Shalina, what can we expect with the 24-hour fast, both mentally, physically? What can we expect from it?
Well, I'd say when you start the day, you probably feel like it's a normal day. And then I think you're going to get, there's a good chance you get progressively more hungry. And there oftentimes is a spot, especially if you're not used to doing 24-hour fasting, where you might feel in the middle of the day a little bit of a slump, or towards the end of the day a little bit hungry. The hunger comes and goes in waves. It's not like a steady, you're going to get progressively more ravenous. So it's something, again, the beautiful thing about fasting is it enables us to be aware of these experiences as they come and go. So there's a meditative aspect to even the process of being aware of hunger. I will say something pretty unique about fasting in early February is we're fasting during the wintertime. As we fast, our bodies are going to be working a little, like as we're resting the digestive system and we're upregulating some of these elimination systems, our bodies are also working to maintain core temperature. It's cold outside, and when we eat food, it actually has a heating effect on the body. So you may find that you're a little more cold than normal, and that is to be expected. Now, what I would suggest, though, is a really good friend for this, especially if you are feeling cold, is to use warm teas throughout the day, or warm drinks will keep you warm. So in a nutshell, these kind of hunger waves may come and go. The hunger may build for times, and you may feel a little bit cold. And always, because this is a restorative thing, it's your body gets the best benefit. If you're feeling like you need to lay down, close your eyes for 20 minutes, that could be a really good thing for you over the course of this fast. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
I have one last question real quick for anybody with workouts.
Mhm.
You know, you want us to do like a yoga in the morning. Can we do a full workout, like a metabolic workout, a strength workout, or should it be more gentle?
I think more gentle during the fast is my personal take. Were you to absolutely say I 100% want to do like a more metabolic workout, I would do it first thing in the morning. But even so, I think it's probably in your best interest to do stuff that is lower in intensity during the
Okay.
fast to keep the body in that parasympathetic, relaxed state.
Okay.
We have a question on the chat. Should I take my own normal regimen of supplements and medication?
You should not alter your supplements and medications. Now, this is an important point, and I would love Sherlina to speak on this as well, you can talk to us if you have medications that need to specifically be taken with food. There are certain supplements and medications that, do need to, and other stuff that can hurt your stomach if taken on an empty stomach. So we can circle up specifically on that. But the idea is to probably continue with the routine, but we can work with you personally. If you'd like to share some of the stuff on this, we can do this off the call.
Right, and I'm certainly open, Josh, if you want to share when you create the WhatsApp, you can put my contact info in there, my phone number, as well as my email, you have it. And anyone who wants to can contact me directly, and I don't mind. I'm not working tomorrow, so I can give you a call at any time and we can go over it tonight and tomorrow.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah, no, your name will be on there too. So people can just see that as well. So that's great. Thank you.
But one thing is worth noting is like there's supplements you can take that can totally, and medications too, that can give you an upset stomach if taken on an empty stomach. And it would really not be great if you have nausea early on because of a supplement medication on an empty stomach. So it's something that we should take a look at.
Any other questions? No other questions. We are right on time then. Okay.
Josh,
So here's what we'll do.
Josh.
Another question.
Forrest has a question.
Yes.
yeah, I was looking on my calendar. I got an invite to Dr. Bogart's session tomorrow. I had got an event, I think it's for Anthony's, but it doesn't have any information there, like the Zoom invite or anything.
Let me look into that and I'll fix that for you, Forrest.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry about
So
that.
everybody tomorrow on their schedule should have a 12 p.m. talk and a 2 p.m. talk, right? And they're usually about 50 minutes. In 50 depends on questions, right?
And it is this exact same Zoom, just to make it
Okay.
totally easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll take a look and see why it's not sending through to you.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. So that's it. Thank you, everybody. Let's all set our own intentions. For those of you who want to be part of the WhatsApp, we will do that. In the morning, don't forget to drink every hour. Flood yourself with liquids. Do your morning exercise, and we will see you at 12 p.m. Pacific for Dr. Anthony's talk.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your night and happy starts of the fasting. I look forward to speaking tomorrow. Really fun talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.